So this should be a stiff competition full of great players, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out.
Well, I'm looking forward to it as well, and it seems we're going to get right into the action. You're starting
Here we are
off
with the
on
gameplay.
Busan. The map pick I actually do not see often.
Interesting map pick.
Yes, most people you talk to, they actually do not like this map. But for the very select few teams, they work with this. This is their bread and butter, especially if they can work this dive. The high ground is just crucial to here.
Certainly, and control the high ground. I wonder what the comps could be. We'll see soon. Looks like we have with University of Louisville, we have a solid lineup here. We're still going to see what VBs and Mitigator come out with their picks yet, but we have 15 seconds left for this game to start. Like you said, Busan is an interesting pick. You don't really see that round one, especially not week two. We're not looking at Busan a lot, but this should be. I wonder. I don't know who picked the map here, but it should be a stiff competition.
Well, we're going to get right on into this. The gates have opened up. Both Post and Louisville are going right out. Now, it's interesting to point out here some of the picks you see often. Ball goes right
First pick coming in from Ablindswan.
First pick of the game. It's on the Louisville's Ash, in fact.
It looks like Ablindswan was actually able to get behind their backline and surprised that Ash. She had no idea who was there. With that fast rollout, he was able to get behind the enemy and was able to take out VBs with like nothing happened. Ablindswan is low here. He might not be able to stick it out any much longer, but he is getting support from Deadlydrew here. VB is going for picks here on the Zen, able to find it, takes out Sir Meech, which was a great pick for Louisville.
The point is still anyone's ball game, but it seems Post has just gone and taken it. Now, since it seems that Post is the home team, I would say it's safe to assume that they picked this map.
Post does seem to be defending this very well. Yeah, it's correct. It seems that they know exactly the angles, what they're supposed to be playing, what they shouldn't be playing, where to contest and where to defend. They know this map. It remains to be seen whether or not that University of Louisville can come back from this. But it's just the first cap. You know, it's nothing huge.
JBev's in trouble. She's out in the open and downed.
It looks like they're actually gonna, yeah, just like I said, it looks like Louisville's gonna be able to contest. It's like 4-3 here. It's Rez coming out from, it looks like Rez coming out from Deadlydrew.
Let's say
was able to get it out.
An interesting Rez just right there in the open.
A beat coming out from Dane.
Ball goes right in for the slam, getting the Sigma. Sigma gets down. Hog tries to jump onto the point to see if he can make a difference. But it's a back and forth game right now. Alts are just being used one after the other.
Ablindswan with Mitigator actually coming out and finishing it.
The tide seems to be turning for Louisville, and they have kept the
Louisville
point,
comes
making
up with
their
the
cleanup kills.
Interesting. That was a good fight.
Yeah, but do you see the ult charge at the very top there? You have Frosty and Ash with their ults ready to go, but the enemy team, Louisville, not quite there yet. Very close. Got to see what gets used first, and Frosty gets picked right off without having a chance to use his pulse.
Alt economy is very important. You're correct. I mean, we have 3 alts. Valk coming out from Deadlydrew. That means 2 alts on the Post University. That Valk is huge. Keeping that health up, keeping that damage up, and just making sure that push all around. She can pocket that Ash and the Zen at the same time. It's insane the value that has. But with everything, looks like the Bob's coming out from Mydudesa. We have Frosty with his pulse. Just as you say that, Louisville and Post are actually tied with their alt economy, with Ablindswan coming up at 80% and Engage Object at 76%. Now Louisville's on the tail end of that with actually 3 alts. Now 2 alts up on Post.
Looking at Swan here, getting double pick for that fight. That was good for a ball.
Good recontest by Post to be able to recap it with 25% left.
Now for Louisville, they really need to get something off here. They finally have their DPS ults. They had to use one of their tank ults actually.
You can see Ablindswan waiting for that opportunity. You can see him up top of there, just lying in wait. Those ball mains, man, they know how to disrupt
He's going
the team.
in.
Just like I say that. Look at that. Mines are out, completely funneling them to the center. Absolutely great play from Ablindswan. funneling them. McCree goes down. Cassidy, my apologies. And then they have Lucio
Cassidy.
going on the point. Yeah, just like that. Ablindswan was able to turn that with just that ball ult. He funneled them for that. They had to go to the left. They couldn't go anywhere else. It was the edge or straight into post. Post has that. You can tell this was their home turf for this map. I agree with you. It would be absolutely insane to me if Louisville picked that map because Post played it like it was their absolute home turf.
You know, it's just one of those interesting things because yes, that was a very dive heavy map. But now here we are at the mech. I'm losing the name, but the mecha base. In this map, you typically don't see dive.
Volskaya, I believe. Right.
No, of course, Volskaya. How foolish of me.
You said Droid Factory, right? Like, come on, Mech Factory, come on.
Yes, of course, it's a Mech Factory, Volskaya. Anyways, but with this map, it's a lot more close quarters. We could even see some Rhines come out here. I see Louisville has picked up the what looks to be a form of death ball with Bat. And I'm real excited for this. You know, if you know me, I'm a big old Rhine player.
Oh yeah,
see the brawl.
Huge Rhine player from here. Looks like we have some with Engage Optic switching from Sigma to the Rhine. Mydudesa going for picks behind. He's actually takes out the immo. He has great positioning here. They don't even see him. Mydudesa is actually with the flash taking out 4 people. He's just disrupting their backline, shot after shot landing. Just absolutely insane.
Their
positioning
May
there.
is gaining so much
Great
value.
positioning
it's
there.
almost unbelievable, honestly, on how that went down. I honestly thought Louisville was going to go right into them, but they just started getting picks from behind them, and Louisville didn't even know they were dying. It was just happening so fast.
It's true. Mydudesa was able to get there and was just like they didn't seem to be aware that was a problem.
Rhine.
You feel that. You feel the Rhine.
I do, because it's whenever there's an enemy May, you really got to respect the boundaries, because if you don't play with your team or care for the wall, the May's just going to farm you. And once
May
you're
has
down that
utility.
big tank, we got a comment here. All right, but once you're down that big tank, things get super difficult. Well, thankfully they break through the wall this time. Ryan has a shatter ready up. It goes down. Knocks down 3 of them. Can he get any value off of that?
That was great team play from Ablindswan. He was able to fortify and get in the way of that charging Rhine to make sure that none of his teammates were able to get in the way of maybe possibly getting a pick here. But that was a great play from Engage Object, able to disrupt them. And unfortunately, it was not enough to allow University of Louisville to retake the point, but it was enough to get some picks. And we'll see what happens when they try and recontest for the 3rd time.
Indeed. I mean, we're at 60, 70% on the board right now, and it looks like Louisville is trying to go a different route this time. It's just smart. I'm curious how they're going to go about this. Bomb comes in, gets no value. They're trying to rush in with a Lucio, but he's just poking. Grav gets in there, window gets used. It's a big old poke game right now of ults. But
it's a very pokey. Yeah, you are correct. It seems to be a lot more not as much dive as before. It was a great ult from Mydudesa.
Well, Louisville did cap, but they really have to hold it here. If they have the ability to, they should try to get close if they have enough people. Otherwise, the best thing to do is just stick together on the point. Bongo comes out, and unless that thing goes down, it's going to do a lot of damage. Reaper goes in with his ult, gets denied by the Cassidy, and instantly killed by the May.
Mydudesa has been out here playing this game like it is just an off day. He's able to get to positioning on Louisville that they don't expect sometimes, and honestly, that's all you need sometimes to be able to disrupt an entire team just as a DPS. It's the value he's getting off of it is insane. Frosty goes down. I remember actually, I believe we competed against Frosty at some point as when on our team, and he's a good May. No doubt about it. These are some great players in these teams. I recognize some of these players, and there's some huge talent on this team.
It's good to hear all around. I do see that it looks like Post is trying to actually just build up their ults right now. And compared to Louisville, it's going to be trouble. That's all I can say.
Yeah, exactly. We only have amplification in Louisville, which is just used as I say that. Mydudesa going with another high noon, unable to get them. The tack visor with a 4K.
Oh my goodness!
Destroying Post
just
University.
Out here.
Bees just absolutely taking names on that. That's exactly what Louisville need to keep this point theirs, keep them owned, and they need this. Frosty needs to come back with this with these Blizzard all. I mean, like you said, they have the ultra economy, but with that visor, they were able to build up both beat and self-destruct, which Killac is going to use right now. It shoots them back out, unable to find a kill, but like I said, buying time, 94%, very close game. Can Post be able to get out of this? I'm not sure.
Can anyone touch?
Can they get touch? It looks like
just
JBev is able to get on touch.
Very close match right now, 99 to 97. Whoever wins this may just win this part of the map.
Oh, it looks like Post comes out on top with a hard-fought victory. Engage Object alone on the point is met by mitigators trying to get there in time. Dane might be able to get there in time, but it doesn't look like they're able to have that same point control that Post has right now. With Ablindswan doing the classic ball, just spin around point. It's honestly, it's a tactic that cannot be understated.
Big old shatter comes in, they destroy the ball. It seems that Louisville's trying to
turn this around.
Come back.
Louisville actually was Engage Object was able to hold his own there to allow his teammates to come. Just classic Ryan holding down the line.
But the high
huge from Mydudesa, unable to be blocked.
Oh my God.
He's taken out, but was that Deadeye enough? It was impressive display, but it wasn't enough to gain the point for Louisville, or get the point for Louisville.
Enough people to come back to keep this point.
Ablindswan just taking that health pack, keeping in control.
This is honestly just a stall fest right now.
It's
it
overtime.
Could be any wins.
This is the Overwatch you want to see. This is the best way control can be played. 99 versus 99, also across the board. It's 1-0. It's what you want to see.
Close. I think Louisville might have this.
Louisville might have it.
Going down.
Looks like they're going to be playing fast heroes with Tracer, Lucio, and Doomfist. They're going to want to get rollouts quickly. Doomfist goes down, and it looks like so close from JBev trying to get on point there. Unfortunately, it was not enough for Post University.
No, but they do. Louisiana is staying alive. We're going to have to go down to this third map with the Sanctuary. I honestly didn't think it would be going like this. I thought it was on track for Post to just wipe through Busan.
You're right.
Louisville came back and just said, we can take what you can throw at us. We just didn't like that first map. So we're going to have to see how they play this map here.
Post definitely took control of downtown in the first one, as we saw. But you're right. They have some stiff, they have some nice objectives here that they want to be able to carry out on Louisville. They want to be able to keep that momentum. Both teams here fighting for to keep both of their momentum going. It's 1-1. They have every opportunity. The Torb on Frosty. It looks like they're going with a double shield on Post University, and honestly a great tactic. We have Roadhog on Louisville, which is going to be able to disrupt if he's able to get a hook off an off angle, which is honestly what Roadhog's all about. As a bit of a Roadhog main myself, I can't deny that the hooks that you can pull on these maps, especially with the breakable walls and off angles, it's insane value.
Yes, I'm wondering about the soldier here for Bees again. We saw him earlier trying to flank. If he can keep up that flank game and catch them when they're not looking, catch them with the hands down, he's going to get tons of value.
We saw that last game when he visored and was able to pick four actually for Louisville. You want that. You definitely want that kind of thing. Both windows going up. It's an amp fest here.
And from now, it's whoever can sustain themselves better. Post has lost the support already.
Bees goes down. Killac is going to go down and follow him right there. Or ammo's already down in the field, and it's 3v5 actually, so it's not 4v5 I might say, but it's not on the point. It's uncontested. Louisville's going to win that. I mean, Mydudesa is going to try his best to keep it going, but it's not going to be enough. He's just a soldier alone. He's actually able to keep alive, 66 HP. He's going to try his best, but
there he goes.
A rock coming from Engage Object was enough to put his his dreams in the ground.
As they say, words never hurt me, but the sticks and stones definitely
Rocks
do.
can. Sigma's rocks can.
Oh yes. And something that I'm a bit wondering, remember when the distance, the rock travel stuns you longer?
Yeah.
You know, I've been wondering if they mess with that.
Is that the experimental did come out recently, and yeah, that might be changed now. An alt coming out from Frosty, that's going to be huge. But an alt followed from engage object to get away from that ground, the hot ground. He wants to stay alive. Vibes with the visor, as we saw before, he's absolutely insane plays from the visor, but was not able to actually beat anyone there before last game.
JBev's just out here taking names right now. She is going to town against the enemy, trying to clean up shop.
Great plays from JBev.
So they finally turned the point for post, and it's currently 67% for Louisville. They have time to just build alts and go in again. But right now, both alt economy, they're actually quite similar.
Dane is most likely going to be coming up with another beat this next fight, or that should be the objective for that Lucio main right there. He's gaining percent really high. He's making sure that he has everything he needs, because that beat can be that can mean like one thing or the other. That can mean life or death for them. Both walls are up, just like we saw before. They're right in close proximity. Deadlydrew going to be trying to keep his team alive as much as possible, doing a great job there. Looking for a hook from Killak here. Great hook. Sigma, able to take out JBev. Absolutely insane hook there. That's what you want to see as Roadhog. I do wonder his hook accuracy there, but great play there. Almost his hook on Frosty. Yeah, get a little bit eager. Bob is on the field, played by Mitigator.
That poor Bob just got deleted so
Bob does
fast.
get down. That beat is down on that point. That is just the push Louisville needs to be able to just play aggressive, play without thinking. That goes down.
Wow.
I just saw that close range hook. Deadlydrew, unfortunately, is not able to. You can't do anything in that situation. Even as Bap, you can't jump out of the way in time. It's hard to avoid Roadhog's hook that close.
I mean, in short, he has his own fisherman's skin, so when he casts it, he's going to catch something somewhere. You just don't know what.
Exactly. If he misses once, he'll grab two next time. It's such a useful mechanic, and as a hero that came out based in the game, he's had such a long time in this game, and he's one of the most fun heroes to watch in a comp Overwatch, at least in my opinion, just because of the hook.
We got a Fox going in with two grabbed. The window comes out for post. Blocks the hook with a rock, killing the hog, in fact. Got to see if they can sustain themselves. They are double shield. They're supposedly, by the books, more sustainable, and it's showing so far. Now they just got to get the kills and show the products.
That sustainability from post with that double shield. That is in theory, yes, that's like what's supposed to happen. But that's when everyone's playing their role and doing everything creatively. And they didn't account for Louisville being this disruptive, especially with Killak on ball. He's comparative to Ablindswan last game. He's just there to annoy the team. He's just there. He's like, hey, I'm here. You can't contest. You can't touch. I'm going to build my mines. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to be able to keep you off this point. Taking out JB just like that. He's on a roll right now.
Wow.
Actually sealing the game for the University of Louisville.
You know, that's quite amazing because, again, initially, Post University as the home team chose this map. So you would think this is their comfort pick. This is what they're going to be fine here. But Louisville just came back with the not reverse sweep. That would be incorrect to say, but they just showed
they
up
came
and
back.
said,
They you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah. They just made a statement saying that here we are. We're going to do it.
Play of the game there, understatement of the century. That JB, that amped wall from Baptiste with the visor is just absolutely deadly combo. He was able to funnel down. You can't even shield that anymore. It was just a deadly combo down the hallway there, and they couldn't do anything about it. It's great positioning, but unblockable really.
I mean, honestly, when you ever have to face off against visor alone, that's scary. Against a window, that's devastating.
Exactly.
I never want to be on the other end of that.
we did see that Busan was definitely Post University's strong suit there with Mydudesa, the two really good dead eyes on the second on the Mecha Factory there, and even on the on downtown they were very competitive and keeping that point contested.
Um, yeah. So, what do you think they're going to have to play for strengths for the next map?
I think that dive. I think both. I don't. Depending on the next map, I think we saw the strength of Post University's dive comp in the first one with Swan
Ball
on
save.
ball with the Swan on ball. That was absolutely the mind placement. I'll keep on going back to that because that was just it was exactly what Post needed. I just hear that we're actually going to Havana next point. So
Ooh,
Havana next point. I think that we're gonna have Rhine on definitely on whoever's attacking. If
you
it's
really
going,
think so?
if it's going to be Louisville, they might have Rhine, they might have Sigma and Arissa like they did last game. But whatever they want, you want that shielding because that first choke on point A is so imperative to keep your team alive. You want to have at least four. Textbook be five on that point to contest it. If you're doing 3 or 4, you're just going to get destroyed by the defense.
Yes, that is fair. Now, I only see them holding with Orion is if they're going to be close, because that's really imperative. Otherwise, this is a very long map. You tend to see snipers and hit scans all the time, where they'll be trying to abuse the high ground, take different angles. I would even venture to say that I'm expecting to see a Sombra here, believe it or not.
Samba will be fun to see. When I said earlier, I said the 8 point. I really I'm into the first checkpoint. For lack of a better word, it just that corner. If you don't if you're not shielded, if you're not protected, like I said, it looks like they're actually going Winston and Louisville's going Winston. end of the stick with only 2 people on point. Actually, 1 right now on post, having 6. Shield break with a storm arrow there from Mydudesa on Hanzo. Great DPS talent from Mydudesa. We've seen it today. His ult coming out here, trying to get that close point damage, forces them out to the left, where Frosty will probably be able to. That Mydudesa Frosty switch on Cassidy. We'll see who the better Cassidy is in a little bit.
Indeed, we will. Now, they did use his high noon there, but it seems that despite what's happening right now, whatever it be, Louisville's still trying to push this cart little by little. But,
with only Lucio healing, and a diva, it might be hard to pull off, but they're doing it surprisingly well.
Indeed, they are. A lot of just intermediate fights right now. There's no real big fight going on. It picked on B's over here by my dude C. Ryan has his shatter ready to go. In fact, there's 4 ultimates ready to go, if not the 5th one coming up from their from AK as the diva. Taking their time, looking for a good shatter, gets it off, and the picks just start coming in one after the other. They try to transit, but I don't see unless this Cassidy can get something.
Frosty tried to stall there, was unable as the ult comes in from Killa. It's honestly so unfortunate. JBev couldn't remake. The push from Engage was so strong there. He had only 150 health, the same he had the same health as a Tracer, and was actually able to stay alive. That big hitbox, he was able to stay alive with his shield and his team, just to keep dishing out that damage to keep his team contesting that point.
Well, here we go again with the stall, but it's not as long as I was hoping.
I've been in that Lucio's position. Poor Deadlydrew. He wanted to keep his team, but honestly, with an offense like Louisville's, there's nothing you can do really from that push.
But hey, they got it to overtime, so that is big. So usually people have to deal with having some time on the board, but Post was able to keep Louisville from having that.
They have the full time to work with. That is correct. They have the full time they can, and I do wonder if the comps are going to be a mirror of last match, or they're going to try and switch things up with maybe Louisville going Symmetra to try and mirror what Post did. But I have no idea what DPS talent they're going to pull out for this game.
Personally, I don't think that the Sim would be a good pick here. Rather, it might be better to pull out that Torb again. I think I saw they had run on Busan, just to have that little extra spam, maybe from the turret or something. Or even the Hanzo, those would be good picks because they provide pressure. And yes, we're getting a nice look at the movie posters here. Have you been to the movies lately?
I have not. We're just looking at the bulletins right there, boletos right there. That was good.
I wonder what language that is.
It's Spanish.
It's Spanish. Sorry, I'm not as roly as I should be.
They are in Cuba. They are in Havana, Cuba, which is the capital there. But interesting from Dana Draw being Brig and Bap. We haven't seen Brig played once this game, and like you said, they might go Torm. You're right. Their Torbjorn is on University of Louisville's team. Killak again on Hog. My man is just. I want to see these hooks, dude. I hope he brings the heat like he did last time, where he hooked so Frosty finding his demise at the end of a Swedish man's lava gun, right in the head there, with Sir Meech going low as well. The turret's down. The turret is down. Vibe's low. They're able to contest even with all this pressure. Post is not letting up. They are not stopping. Hook coming out here, trying to find Arissa, unfortified, but was unable to. Honestly, I hope that they're able to be able to contest this, or else Post just can take this first point.
Indeed. Well, right now it's just back and forth. JBev, she's taking out the utilities of Louisville, and Frosty gets the first pick on the BAP. That's a big pick, in fact. Another pick goes down. That's both supports and the DPS, not to mention a tank.
Frosty really turned that around there, along with Ablindswan as Arissa with that DPS. The turret's down. The first point is all but had for Post. It's honestly what they needed.
Indeed. Now we're on the second point. Now, you either snowball this, or your momentum gets killed here. It's kind of one way or the other.
with the
Willing
ult
to see
economy
that.
Louisville has, I mean, using Deadeye to find Frosty, even that DPS pick is enough because they can now contest those angles without having a Hanzo, Storm Arrow, or
Lucky
Sonar.
pick. Poor
It, it's
Cassidy.
it's honestly it's honestly a battle of trades right now. I mean, we have 3-4 ults, 5 with one being used right now from post. They have the ult econ, and Louisville's only close to the Vibes as Mitigator switched to Soldier, so he's going to be trying to build Visor currently. Vibes goes down, so there's no ult economy on Louisville. There's going to be post with 5 ults, and they have everything they need to win this second point.
You know, I didn't realize it until the fight actually happened. They actually switched up their entire tank line. Again, I find that surprising. Their tanks weren't doing so bad as it was. I wonder if they just felt the pressure of the double shield.
The double shields pressure, and that's exactly what they are. When played right, it's almost unbeatable. It's such a difficult comp to beat. And there goes Bob. Bob, the core is out. I think that JBev is about to flux capacitor, unless he is going to save it for later. But he uses his absorb there. Yeah, finds draw. Frosty coming out here with the Hanzo, able to get some shield damage, trying to get some picks here. The Widow on Bees here. Hopefully we get to see some Widow plays. She's what right now is what Widow needs to find. She needs to find Ashe, Zen, and Hanzo. Those are the ones she can one-shot. Those are the ones she can take out.
There's one of them.
There's Ashe. There's Ashe right there. She's going to get shielded by JBev, but that's not, like, she can break that easily. That's not anything else. That's a common Widow spot, so hopefully Frosty's able to contest that and be able to say, no, like, you say what you say put. Don't try and headshot me. This is the battle of snipers right here. Frosty tries. Looks like Mydudesa switched to Widow too, was able to find by Beats. He said, no, I'm not letting you kill me again when he was Ashe. All comes out from JBev. Does some good damage on Louisville, but not enough to kill anyone.
This is honestly like very hard for if you're Louisville right now, because against this double shield, if you are this brawl comp, you need to make space some way, somehow, using the card, using the corners. Shatter goes in, gets a little value, but not sure about the follow-up. Tanks stay up, but the backline gets annihilated, and they are just going in, cleaning house again.
Can't deny that with Killak resetting to get his mech. He went right for Mydudesa in that crow's nest up there. Right for him, stuffed both of her shotguns in her face and made sure that she was not able to hurt her teammates anymore. Right after that, they snowballed off that kill, and Louisville was able to push up with Killak and take away the back line, leaving just the tanks. This is the push that Frosty needs here with the ult.
Dragons come in, bomb goes in from the other side. Who's bigger? Get the Umor versus your Diva. They're even right now. It's a back and forth.
2 down on Louisville, 1 down on post with just the support. That Zen Imor actually might be important enough to keep alive. So Sir Meech better get up to his team to try and defend. Poor Bees is just stuck as Widow, but she's able to try and turn it around. There's not much to be done by Bees here. There's no ult economy on Louisville. They've used their ults. Mitigator doesn't have a visor. Sir Meech is already ulting. They have their wall up, their amplification up. Finds the Diva.
Oh my goodness!
Finds the Diva. Finds the Lucio. Could find the BAP. Doesn't. Might find the Reaper here. And they do. Mitigator's gonna ult as soon as he gets it. Tactical visor is out. Flux capacitor is out. Bunch of ults going out. Everyone's using them as they have them. Here comes the Dragon from Frosty to try and get Louisville off the cart there, but it's not enough. They can just swarm right after it, and Louisville is able to try. Louisville was going to try and contest there, but they were not able to keep it. That's what I meant. And honestly,
Frosty. Look at Frosty. The kill feed is all Frosty.
I was looking and I was seeing red. I was seeing a lot of red Louisville on that point, and then it just dropped. And it caught me mid sentence. Frosty was so fast my words couldn't change. And I was talking about how Louisville has a chance, and then Frosty came in and just cleaned house. He found heads. He clicked heads. It was over for Louisville once Frosty hit the gas. And honestly, that's what you want from a DPS main like that. Mydudesa and Frosty have brought the heat all game.
Quite beautiful indeed.
Mitigator and Bees cannot be also underlooked, but Mitigator did not have that Alticon to keep that visor going in that last one. He did not have the team support there. Next, this next match should be a really interesting one because the comps are relatively different. With Mydudesa starting on Widow on defense, and sorry, on offense. Oh no, sorry, defense. I corrected myself too many times. They don't think they're going to be doing the ego push as they did before. I don't think they're going to be like up top. Like I don't think they're going to be up top and in their face as before. They were the first game, as you saw, that they were right in front of the gate, and Louisville was actually able to come out and win because the surprise wasn't enough for them. I think they might have seen it, they'd have heard it. Good shield coming out from Ablindswan. Actually, that's an inverse shield, is it not? I'm actually not sure if it doesn't matter. The team can't, but it looked like it was backwards. Just a funny looking shield. Regardless, the team can still shoot through it.
Yes.
This first point is that they're gonna let Louisville get a ton of room without contesting early by spawn. Maybe they learned their lesson from last time, but it's honestly surprising how far Louisville's getting without any sort of contest at all.
Yes, indeed. Well, actually, I'm trying to figure out why are they running the dive here? They're getting picks here and there. They're actually getting the pressure. All right, they're making me eat my words. Wow.
Dane on Mercy able to revive Winston, but couldn't stay alive herself, and unfortunately met her demise there. Frosty versus Echo. It's the ultimate. Can your projectile DPS hit a flyer? That when you don't have hit scan, I think we'll see after Dragon. I think we'll see a quick switch from Frosty to take care of Winston, Mercy, and Echo there.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised
you may actually keep it because now we have my dude. He's on the Ash and he's at 70 the Bob just already. So and Frosty has his dragons. I expect to see some ults coming out here in this point.
Frosty's ult is definitely going to be playing on the card. He's played his ult on the cart all the past rounds, but honestly, that's what you do in a cart map. You want to make sure that nobody's touching that. That's the last thing you want. We're already in overtime, as you guys know. It's just absolutely insane that this entire game has to be overtime. There's no way that Louisville can let go of this point at any point. It's not a game of relax and get the point back if you lose a push. You cannot lose a push. Speaking of losing a push, Bees goes down, Mitigator's there, and it's just engaged. They can't find it, and this is the end of the round 3 here.
You know, for a minute push, that's really good.
They got pretty far, yeah.
Yeah, for a minute push, that's what you look for, at least a point. Because in a lot of these situations, I've seen it countless times. Pavada seems to be a map I almost come up with every other time I queue in the comp, is that if you at least have that first point, second point is one of the most brutal points ever. If you can't make it through first.
Yeah, as we see the control panel here, we can see what's going on. Processo, day.
Let's hope it does not get into that blue section.
Laboratory processes, just what we're looking at.
What's silly is that I actually can understand some of this, and I don't know why. I have no expertise in this, but I can understand that control panel.
when you look at it, just figure out what some of you get a base knowledge understanding. You could figure it out. It's pretty on the nose there. It's pretty easy. But the thing is that this, like I said, the entire point is going to be on overtime, or it was for Louisville. It doesn't look like it's going to be as much of a problem for post here because
well,
we all know.
Look at this. Sorry to interrupt. It's
no,
just
go ahead.
Well, just look at this. Their comps were so similar, almost a mirror, except for the Zen. And then dude swapped over to Widow. So they are practically running the exact same comp. Now the question is, who's going to play it better?
Yeah, it's a question of skill. Mydudesa's on Widow already looking for picks with Mitigator and Hanzo kind of taking Frosty's spot there. Hanzo versus Hanzo.
And first
Mitigator
pick
versus
Frosty.
Frosty takes out Bees there. Frosty's been Bees' kind of like bane of Bees' existence here. He's been
his
always
kryptonite to the
face.
Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something else to be able to pick out a DPS and say, if you look at this man, or if you look at this person, more accurately, they're going to perform. They're going to do something spectacular. And Widow pick right there on the brig. Beautiful Widow pick.
I'd agree. You want, like, the reason that like 70% of spectating is on those DPS players is because that's their job to deliver. It's their job to entertain those flicks, those tracking, everything. And Mydudesa and Frosty have not disappointed this entire game at Post University. And not to underestimate Mitigator and VBs. I mean, that play of the game first round on Busan was absolutely insane with that amped visor, as we talked about before. It's just the DPS in this tournament. It's in this division. It's not anything to joke about. You're not just getting random players. You're getting seasoned, skilled players that know what they're doing, know where to put their mouse, and know when to click heads. And it's pure entertainment.
Yeah, it's a drive. It's a thirst to the degree to compete and to show what you're made of, to be the best that there is, like no one ever was.
Exactly, exactly. Gotta kill them all. Frosty's
sure, we could go with that.
Frosty's Ash Ketchum right now, 99% with his dragon. Mitigator's dragon found no one. Perhaps Frosty will do better. He gets his boost from the side. There he goes. There he goes.
And he actually gets a pick on the enemy, Hanzo.
He came in there with the Gyarados right there, you know, it's perfectly the blue dragon right there. No, honestly, like I said, the Busan map, we saw the best of these two teams, and now we're seeing how well these two teams can go against each other when they're playing this pretty much the same comp.
Actually, she really got a good flux there.
Rally from Dana. I think that was just to give her teammates armor. Interesting that they didn't capitalize off the push, because Brig is almost invincible when she's in that rally, man.
She's a raid boss.
If she's getting damage, she is just absolutely untouchable. As someone who plays Brig a very fair amount, I've 1v1'd Ryans and Winstons, and I felt like I'm on their level.
Oh yes, no, don't get me wrong. I know what you mean. Especially if she has just a Zen orb on her, it's literally practically unkillable.
And so I hope that Louisville knows what they're doing and how they
gets sent in the stall. But
overtime is out here, and they're actually a little bit. Post is trying to defend. Louisville is a little bit behind of where they were originally. This is about where the game was going with overtime here.
Indeed, it's a back and forth right now. I'm looking to see who's winning more, and it seems that I've already gotten the answer. It's Post. Post got the cleanups.
Post is going to take it exactly where Louisville left it, and granted, they were both in overtime when they hit it. It speaks to Louisville's ability to hold that point if they got there all the way in overtime, and Post was there a fair amount, and that's going to wrap out the end of this game.
Indeed, it will. So with that, we have, just to check myself again, Frosty, play of the game. I mean, were we expecting anyone else, really?
Mydudesa maybe on the Widow there, but honestly, Frosty's control over this point, where I was talking about Louisville's ability to control the point, and then just a bunch of them fell. It was honestly it was a great display of his ability.
Did you see that?
I saw that pop up right at the last second. That's ludicrous numbers. That's ludicrous numbers right there.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot make this up. This is just
Battle of the Birds, Cardinals Eagles. It's 1-1. It's a great display. These two teams, the best of the best, are coming out. It's a clash. It's not a sweep. It's not a.
It is a battle.
It's a fight. It is a true fight.
Indeed. Oh, I do wonder what they're going to pick here, given that Post won this part of the map or the series so far. The ball's in Louisiana's court. It's going to be on assault, and I'm curious. Out of all of them, what do you think they would be best with? Because we're seeing a lot of this double shield ball sig. I feel that,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what comp they got. Like double shield was a good comp. It helped them on the first couple rounds there, but they might not be able to keep that kind of thing going. If Post is able to counter their double shield, then they're like, what can Louisiana do?
Indeed. Well, right now it seems like teams are taking a small break, so we shall as well. We'll see you guys very soon. Oh,
My
did
fault
everyone's okay?
there. Yeah, my mic was having some technical difficulties, but we are
Same.
back from the break. We're looking at Eagles versus Cardinals again, University of Louisville. So we're looking for the third game in this series right now.
Believe it or not, I actually thought it would be another way. Just the games we've had over and over just on these streams have been one after the other, just cleaned quick. And this team, they're closely matched. I'm really happy to have these like hard fought matches here. It's something you don't really come across as much right now, especially early in the season.
Especially from both of these teams coming off of a 3-0 win from their last matches. It's not something that I expect from either of them, but clearly the both of them being a 3-0 team, it speaks to their ability, and now they're clashing. I mean, both like there could only be one kind of thing, and so we're gonna see who comes out on top in the next couple matches here.
Indeed. So we do have Assault coming up. We're looking to hear that we are actually on Volskaya.
Interesting map. I love Volskaya. It's a great. It's a. I think it's a fun map with the versatility of the second point.
Yeah, see, here's our mech. Here's our mech lab. Here's what I was talking about earlier.
No, this is what I meant when you said that. It's pretty easy to tell. That's clearly a mech. So
yes, it's quite big
yeah,
one too.
and there's half of one right there. So we're gonna see Louisville and Post coming out. They're both gonna be rolling out of their spawns around 30 seconds here. Louisville's on attack, so we're gonna see their comp. We can see. You thought it might have been double shield again, but they feel like they're doing brawl right here with the Rhine Diva, a classic comp. They also known as I think it has a couple other names. Brawl. I think there was like Zombie Rush was one of the.
Ooh, I haven't quite heard that one. That sounds something with like Sombra or something. Sombra Reaper.
It was a Rush. Rush was another term, but
just
Brawl,
Rush and Death Ball.
Brawl, dive, poke, those close quarters one. I mean, Brawl's the
There's
close
just so
quarters
many
high
names.
damage. Brawl's is always going to be the close quarters high damage and like the healing sort of comp there.
They didn't
Dive.
notice the ball. He's coming on through and gets 30. Oh my goodness. Ball just builds it so fast. And the first pick again with Frosty on the board.
Frosty and the Hanzo. He's nothing to joke about. I think even my team faced him at one point, and he was still a problem for us. He's a great player, and Louisville's finding that out the hard way as he picks their team and is unable to.
They don't respect him. Is the thing. They don't respect him enough to keep an eye on him, as they should. So he just plays their blind spots and gets the picks one by one. And he's real smooth about it. He takes his time, maybe takes a look at a book, and just says, oh, I'm ready to get a pick now. Kind of like the ball here too. They just take their time. It's a patience thing that they are using against Louisville. And it's showing. Oh no, what happened to Sir Mech? Wait a minute. Seems that Sir Mech has fallen off the maps mysteriously. And now Louisville is taking this opportunity to push onto the point. Mines get used, but you don't seem to be doing much.
Post is going to try and keep this point here with Engage taking out the mines. Unfortunately, Hammond's ult is not actually able to keep that going. But with Post here, we have Frosty going down. It's a 2v6, even though Louisville's not actually on point fully all the way. But they're able to get that capture point with most of their players there, 3 of them. Looks like it was
makes it to
Diva.
the point, trying to stall as best he can. It's very
Flux
close.
coming out from
they
JBev.
got him back.
Flux finds draw. There's no amp for them. Major ult economy on Louisville. Looks like they have Cassidy, they have Death Blossom, Deadeye, and Beat. Beat was unable to be used. Was he able to get that off, or was he actually picked before he hit the ground? I think
he actually did get to use his Beat drop for Louisville.
Did it come out?
It did come out very early in the fight. At first, you would think they're trying to get the ults out of Louisville, but it seems Louisville only built their ults.
Yeah,
and now they're just resetting. They have ult economy now, which is terrible if you're Post, because you're still trying to build your ults. You got 2 coming online, along with both your supports, but Louisville here, they have almost 5 ults. And the only ult they don't have is Beat. An ult that you can either use to save people or to engage in a fight with. And we really just got to see how this unfolds here. Whoever uses their ult first kind of starts this momentum chain.
Yeah, with only 2 support ults that just got used, and Frosty.
And the shatter goes in. Ryan
looks
is
like there's a
cleaning
huge
house.
pick on Louisville's side. Ryan actually taken out taken names with Ablindswan releasing his mines, but it's not enough to keep Louisville deterred. But it is enough to finish the team from this last push. So I misspoke. It was enough to keep him deterred as Frosty gets rezzed here and is trying to be able to find Grapey.
I'm practically speechless, honestly. Like, you see the picks, you see it on the board, and then you turn.
We have a pause here. Might be for internet issues or some other. Do we have a reason for the pause? Do we actually know
it seems someone has DC'd over on the side of Louisville.
Looks like a Louisville DC. It was Dawn. Maybe I think his name was.
I believe it was.
Draw. Yeah, you're correct. And that's unfortunate. Happens sometimes. It's a bummer, but we have mechanics like pause for this specific reason, so we can keep going as soon as the player comes back. Interesting note though, the sub Grapey for Breeze is interesting. We're putting him in the last match. Maybe Breeze was having issues or wasn't bringing their game, or maybe Grapey was just he plays best in this last kind of pitch scenario. But we're about to find out as he already has Deadeye built, and after the pause, we'll see what he can do with that.
Yes, we'll see indeed. Hopefully it won't be too long, because that was one of their supports, and I think they may have had an alt that they just lost on that DC, and I believe that alt was Zen. That's a big alt to lose.
It was either Zen or Baptiste, but either way, an alt is an alt, and losing one is just it's never something that a team wants to happen.
No, it's same thing as just alting and spawn kind of thing. It's very
might
frustrating.
Be back soon. I hope that the player is we're going back in soon for the player in a couple seconds here, so just bear with us. So it looks like we're going back now. I'm wondering if they didn't replace it. Draw is back with BAP. Like you said, they did lose that. Is 100-0 without getting any window. That's never something you want to see, and it's just unfortunate that internet connections like this happen. But not everything can be LAN. We all know this, so it's just unfortunate for Draw on that.
Now, I do want to point out, it seems Louisville has, if I'm not wrong, different DPS in their lineup.
Yeah,
such as MJ Gator and maybe Grapey.
Yeah, I did talk about that in the break. I actually didn't see MJ Gator has been in the team. I refer to him as Mitigator, but I never realized that. It's one word off, so I didn't want to. It's actually not. It's a couple, but MJ Gator. I'll correct it from now on. Sorry, MJ Gator, but yeah, Grapey did sub in for Breeze there. I
wonder what their strategy here is.
It's interesting, but he does have Deadeye built, so we'll hope to see a play coming out from him soon. Bob might be coming out from Mydudesa. We've already seen him do absolutely massive plays. Yeah,
and there it goes.
Bob goes right
with
through
the
there,
Dragons too,
taking out Immo. Bob finds his demise at the hands of Reaper there. I mean, honestly, what can you do if Reaper's up close to you? But Ablindswan taking out Draw, and it seems like another good defense from Post. A minute 50 on the board. It seems like that there can only be like 2 pushes coming up from here from Post. Other than that, they're honestly like seeming like if Post can't defend these 2 more pushes, it's gonna be Louisville's. But if Louisville can have something come out, I mean, here we are again, Ablindswan behind with Hammond. We've seen him excel in this scenario. He's actually going to ride the elevator up, like right behind him. I bet he's going to just come up. He doesn't even see him. Grapey doesn't even see him. The mines are going to come out from
Louisville's got 3 picks right now.
He's
gonna have to see what happens.
For a massive ball, you think he'd be seen, but he was able to go back the entire back line to the courtesy of those moving platforms on Volskaya, and was able to surprise the entire team with his ult. That is just a great Hammond play. You can tell he loves playing as the little hamster. So Louisville coming in with a 4-on-1. Frosty meets it. Death Blossom. This is the last second push that Louisville needed, and I think they have it. They have it just like that. That was a great push. Unfortunately, Ablindswan's tactics could not save them, but Louisville comes in with that last second push with the 50 seconds on the clock, just what they needed to win that round.
Well, honestly, I was looking at this as dry, wash, rinse, repeat. But Louisville came out and started just using their ults, setting people up for the plays, and picking people off one by one. Target focus. Reaper, then Doom, then Ball. It just, again, that snowball effect of once you start to get it rolling, it's almost impossible to stop.
Exactly that last point. The only person that could contest was Doom, and MJ Gator actually Death Blossom just to get that Doom, and that was what they needed. I mean, sometimes using your ult doesn't. I mean, as Reaper, you don't have to get everybody. You just have to get most people, or
Indeed.
the imperative ones, and that's what they did. We have a
And here
great
we
statue
go.
here.
I was calling it earlier. They just apparently wanted to use it on their
Statue cam.
attack. Actually, surprisingly, their double shield. Doesn't seem like much else has changed though with the rest of the lineup. The only difference is Swan is on Orisa instead of Ball.
Looks
And
like Draw is on Ana as well, which is
it's
interesting.
an interesting pick.
We have Ana and we have Brig, which is a great comp as long as like Brig stays on that Ana. Brig is that Ana's like personal shield. She gives him packs when she needs. That is just the range healing is unmatched there. The supports might not even be seen when they're healing their people, which is just absolutely great. Killak on the Roadhog. You know how I
love to see it.
I love to see this in the last place. If he gets that Ana who's alone, it's over. He's been a great I'm not gonna say hooker, but I will. He's been a great
he's been a great fisherman,
hook user, fisherman, whatever you want to say. But and honestly, he has. I can't deny it. He's had the accuracy. Sure, he's missed a few, but that's usually when he was able to funnel them with out of fear of being hooked, into another area, and that's what you want as a hog player.
Indeed. Well, personally, I like to call his kind of style a reference to another game. I see him as the roamer, someone that takes the flank angles and goes after people one by one. It seems that Post is trying to push up to the high ground. Brig's not having a great time there. It's a lot versus one, so she has to surrender it.
I've been there, and I'm gonna say there, any support other than Brig dies in that situation, no matter what. But with Brig's shield, bash, flail, everything, you can stay alive for a pretty long time. It's actually crazy. And with you saying, like roamer, you're right. I mean, Overwatch is, MOBA based, and we have those elements. And you're right, Roadhog is somebody who can capitalize on enemies' misplacements. He's a roamer. So
that environmental flail.
If he's able to get an angle, he can disrupt an entire team with just one hook. Get their tank, get their main tank, get something.
Now, is it just me, or did it just look there that MJ Gator came out on top against Frosty there? In fact, even getting dragons before Frosty.
Yeah, I did. I was in the middle of a sentence where I sort of commented that, but I didn't want to regress. Yeah, it looks like MJ Gator just put Frosty back and said, I'm the Hanzo here. And if Frosty doesn't take that personally, I don't know what he will.
I don't know, but someone's going to have to make a statement here. Flux comes out, but it seems Post is going right in to get the picks. They are thirsty. They want this point. So they are going to do whatever it takes to get it.
Post is coming in hot indeed. They're going to get this captured. There's no doubt about it. University of Louisville, if they're smart, won't even contest it, which they are, which we know them to be. So they're going to likely stack second point, make sure they're prepared for any sort of push that Post will give them in the next couple seconds. Sonar coming out from Frosty, good placement. He's able to see where the backline is. We have 3 ults on Louisville and only 1 on Post. Close to two, actually close to Bob and Transcendence and Amplification Matrix. So we'll likely see those coming out soon. Amp Matrix coming out right now.
Get a first pick on an Ana. That is big. Without that Ana, that Nano is not really good in spawn.
Killick tried to whole hog there, but was met with stiff opposition from Blindswan and Frosty. Honestly, you can't do anything like that, especially when Larissa fortifies. She's not going anywhere. So
would you look at this? They're holding this point right now.
It's a 2v5. I mean, it's honestly like not 2v5. Well, 2v5 in numbers wise, but on point wise, it's not huge. It's red and blue. They're fighting out, and it looks like Louisville.
They got a tick out of it, honestly. Louisville held, but they got a tick out of it.
Louisville has more now than they did before. Louisville has more now than they had when they were on offense. Post has more time. Post has more Alticon, or shouldn't say that because Louisville does have better. They're about the same for Alticon with just that rally,
Yeah.
but they have more time, and time is the most important thing.
Time is of the essence.
And they must take this point with precision, or else the time can whittle down if Louisville holds correctly.
Indeed. And even then, at most you're going to get is possibly a minute to whatever you get on your push here, if you can keep it more than 2, I believe. But right now it just seems like everyone's just poking around. You had lost Louisville early as post, so you're going to take your time, just try to build your alt charge. And that's especially not what you want to have happen to you. Lose Ash for post, had to throw in your Immor already, and people are low. It's just this waiting game.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition. They're not even playing poke, but they're playing poke. If you know what I'm talking about, they're not playing for
they're
picks,
kind of there, but they're not.
Yeah, they don't have the
rushing
poke.
it.
They don't have the poke comp, but they're playing like they do. And honestly, in a point this close quarters, it's not imperative to play poke.
No, but
you play poke
you do want to
on
play
places like
focus fire
Nepal,
here.
not here, and that is true. Supercharger going down as well as mines for both teams. Supercharger from Ablindswan, mines from Killa K, but
Can they get another tick off this?
It's not enough. Is it enough to get another tick? Perhaps that's what you want to see from
It's
the
so
Sigma.
close.
Yeah,
And
they do have another tick. They have 3.
Do
they
they get it?
All 3. They have all 3. They're so
It's
close.
down to the
It's
wire.
a centimeter away. It's so close to the 3. It's coming down to just this last push.
It is
Bob
at
on the point trying to stall.
0.8%.
There's 60
It
second
is
push.
that close.
60 seconds left. Less time than Louisville had now. Like I said, if Louisville is able to, they're going to regress all of their progress. They have to get 1 tick in 45 seconds without overtime.
Louisville, they just got to hold them off. They got to keep them off the point.
I think it's
win
totally
this
possible.
map. Frosty getting a pick early.
Frosty taking the Deadeye out of that rotation was honestly imperative for Post's success here, because if they have that Deadeye and the Flux, they can stall that time. I mean, Deadeye alone is like 6 seconds of nothing. So if they're able to keep pushing like this, they could honestly win. Deadeye comes back off spawn. MJ Gator with the dragon. Frosty's up there. They want Frosty gone. They know Frosty's the challenge. He's actually going to come down behind him. Grapey wants Frosty gone because he knows that he's the biggest threat to him right now. And Frosty's not going to let that happen.
2 seconds left.
Unless
he
he
got
is.
picked off.
Grapey actually does find the angle on Frosty. Frosty had no idea where it came from, and he was blasted. It's unfortunate, honestly.
Honestly, I think this is going to be it for them, unless something miraculous happens. Post has held the point.
I mean, Louisville wins that there, and that's the point that they needed for that game.
Indeed.
That was a great hold from Louisville. Grapey coming in to find Frosty there, honestly, was exactly what they needed.
And Gator actually shows up on the play of the game here as the sharpshooter. Well,
yeah, like you said, he took out Frosty, and that was the biggest thing that we were like, oh, battle the Hanzos, look at that, and he
but Frosty apparently came out on top on that one.
I thought I must have misseen it because I thought Frosty actually was taken out there in that, but I think it was the Baptiste.
It must have been an earlier pick. Well, in any case, what a match right now. I mean, honestly, this.
It is a heated competition, 1-2, and it's honestly amazing to watch. Louisville has great talent. Post has great talent. I think that where Post shines is a Ablindswan on tank and Frosty on the Hanzo. It's a comp that's worked for them so far, and if it continues to work for them, we could see 2-2.
Indeed, we could. We're going to be going to hybrid next. Honestly, I'm hoping for a King's Row. I really am. It's just a brawl in me, but that could honestly get shut down by the other team's double shield. They've been so effective on some of these maps that I expect to see brawl prevail. And
yeah, exactly. It's a surprise to see these comps. Like I said, they are basically playing poke with a brawl comp at the very end of there, and like a double shield comp for. It was a war of attrition, and Louisville came out on top.
Indeed, they did. Well,
It looks like it's going to be going into the fourth game of this rotation, this match between University of Louisville and Post University here, which hopefully is just as good as it was for the first three, because this has been a nonstop throw ride of just of back and forth alts, and it's just been such a good game to watch and commentate, and it's great to see these two teams
Oh,
with
it's
like compete so
thoroughly
fiercely.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean they're like I said, they both came off of a 3-0, so it's not like they were stranger to this to the competition, but I think they both had different expectations going in, and I think these teams have definitely had their opinions readjusted about one another, and now they're probably like talking in the comms. They probably know the other team's name. Oh, look out for Frosty, look out for MJ Gator,
Oh
etc., stuff like
yes.
that. So
Uh, it's those kind of moments where you really make an impact on people when you make it so that your presence is known and that people see you as a threat or even just out of respect for your skill. That's what I see as a great thing to strive for. Honestly,
exactly. I think that they're keeping their head down because of they know Frosty's out there with a drawn bow or a scoped widow, and that's what you should be. I mean, playing against somebody like Frosty's caliber, I would be watching my head as well. He is a great player with great ability, and then NJ Gator and the MJ Gator's DPS skill is also not to be under appreciated. It's both teams
I
have
think
this
it's time to
talent.
shine now.
Yeah, both teams have this talent, and it's great to see it come together.
Yep. Now it's just a matter of how you're going to utilize that. Yeah.
Um, this next map, do we? I don't know if we know exactly what next map this is going to be, but like you
I
said,
don't
it is
think
going to be
so.
hybrid. So the uh the hybrid map pool that we have, it could be anything from it could be anything from Blizzard World, although I doubt it. We have
I doubt
I
it. Not
think it's
many
going.
people use
I
Blizzard
think it's
World.
going
Let's
to
be
be
honest.
honestly. I think it's going to be either Kings or Hollywood. I think those are the top two
Really?
maps.
I
I
think the
think
Bonnie might get thrown in there. We've
really.
seen that dive-ish kind of hybridness to believe it was Post with Swan on the ball and Sigma. I see ball just on the top right of Nimbani and
They are going.
Sig on the top left.
We did just hear they are going Kings Row. The Bonnie was a good idea because the deck. You're right. You're right. With Swan on tank, that would be a really good area for him to operate. But Kings Row honestly is one of the better hybrid maps, I'll say, because
Yes.
Blizzard World and Eichenwald exist, and we don't see those in rotation for a reason. So it's not a it's not really a competition there when we have Hollywood, Numbani, and Kings Row. Those are the three. They've been here since pretty much day one. They're gonna stay. So
They're loved by all, and they're just a pure classic. You think Overwatch, you think Kings Row. It's a standard practically to play on these kind of maps.
it's like it's the hybrid experience. It's the Overwatch experience. I mean, yeah, it's hopefully going to be a great game here that we have with University of Louisiana and Post, like great games we've had in the past. I like in the past 30 minutes, and actually it's been I think an hour 30 almost
I think so
for
too. It's
for
been quite
these
a long
for these games.
match.
It's a very long match, and none of it has been boring. I mean, it's been back and forth. It's like it's giant game of tug of war, and and yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's just one of those where you're saying what's going to happen next. You're on the edge of your seat just to see who's going to do what. Is a pick going to happen here? Is Frosty going to get something? Is Gator going to get something? What's going to happen?
The unfortunate disconnect that happened that round too, it
Yeah.
happens sometime, but I mean the supports in this game have also been have been great. Everyone is playing their role perfectly, and it's stuff you'd see. It's stuff that you love to see with the supports coming in, the beat building, everything, and the wall amplification, everything. It's honestly just it's a great. It's like I said, everyone's playing their part, everyone's doing it correctly. I'm not sure when we're going into this next Kings Row game. I don't know how much time or how much time the teams are taking.
So, in any case, we're going to see what happens here right now. Here we are, Kings Row, good old London. I hope that. I wonder if we're going to see Big Ben here as we take the cinematic tour.
I assume so. The person in control of these cinematics has always done some great angles here, and yeah, it's a great map. It's a classic. I remember a lot of
Surprisingly futuristic when you think about it.
yeah. Well, yeah, near future Overwatch. It's just like I didn't think Nolan would have like a skyline. It's cool. It's a great Overwatch is some great maps, some great
Alderworth.
design and
Mm.
art style. It's just it's so unique, and yeah,
Ooh.
I love seeing maps like these maps like this. Many
So,
a good few feuds were settled on this map here with some of my friends back in prime Overwatch.
was it now?
This is where arguments were settled here. Before deathmatch was even a mode. So
Statements were made.
yeah, so we're gonna see Louisville with Louisville on the blue side. That might throw me off a little bit, but Louisville with MJ Gator on May here, going to be looking for a wall to try and separate them across. Isn't able to find it with yeah, you can't trick Blind Swan like that. He was too aware of the situation. He knew that might happen. But Louisville tries to match Post's kind of like sneak tactic that they had in Havana. So yeah, we're hoping to see that this point is seriously already fiercely contested. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple seconds.
You know, I'm surprised that. Oh, there we go. First pick already, and again, surprisingly close. I was expecting Frosty to go Hanzo again. It's been consistent, but the Echo. Oh, I don't think it's gained as much value as you would have hoped it would.
JBev at half HP. A Ablindswan just respawned. The two tanks are down for Post University. We have engaged Object at its full HP as well as Killac. They have the ability to defend this point as hard as possible with the HP that they have. And Mydudesa meets his demise at the hands of Dane's boop there. So
it's so much back and forth, but it seems
it's
Louisville's just holding. Sadly, they're down their BAP, so they're really gonna have to build up this beat here in case something goes really wrong.
Yeah, it's honestly, you love to see this kind of stuff, this back and forth kind of,
Close playing.
It's honestly the best kind of like back and forth you can see. We have Reaper clone, we have Grapey down, we have Dane down, and Killac actually meets it down. And my dude saw ults just to keep him off the point so they can secure it with the wall coming from MJ Gator. And yeah, it looks like the point is all but had for Post University. Sorry, the colors are they're on red.
They
now,
keep swapping back and forth. They're a little confusing.
It's hard for me to realize. So
you and me both. That's why it messes with me too when I see the names and the colors going back and forth as they are. And right away, Louisville is coming back strong. They are trying to hold this choke, not allowing any sort of advancement at all.
Yeah, it's a huge choke. There's only a couple ways you can go around it. You can go above it, and even then, most heroes can't even get up there, or you can go below it. And if Louisville plays this correctly, then they have every opportunity to keep them there for the entire game, all 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So if they're able to keep, like, look at Louisville's ults. All 6 ults are there. I mean,
They use Beat, they use Blizzard.
We have Blizzard out. We're about to have Hammer out. I guarantee it's going to come in the next couple seconds.
Probably not right away. They're going to wait for that transit drop down, and then once the Sig Shield's down, I believe that's when it is key.
There it is.
Just like I said.
Slams them against the wall, has them all in the corner. Even if he died there, his team is set up to be able to take most of them down. But it doesn't look like they followed through as Dane went down and engaged obviously went down, but Killac was down too.
That's just a hard thing.
MJ Gator taking shots at Echo. Hard to pick those up.
It's hard because you see the play there, you see like the gears turning in the mind. You try to communicate it, but one false step, one mistake, can cost you. That's one of the biggest, I would say, cripples as a Reinhardt is that you have so much value, but if you make one small mistake or you're out of position just a little, it will cost you a whole choke, if not even a point.
It's hard for for you to capitalize off that, especially when like the split-second moments in your mind that you can't communicate out loud. It's hard. It's hard to communicate those things.
Oh my goodness, dude just goes in with a double Deadeye. And they got this momentum going. Ever since that choke, they have been pushing them back further and further into their spawn here of the factory. It's truly a frightening thing to be on the receiving end.
Yeah, I mean, we have Frosty on Echo. He's going to be looking for a clone here soon, I think, if Post can't get this out right away, which they're going to try and do. Obviously, they're going to try and go right for the point. But if they can't get right to the point, that clone is going to be imperative to be able to just get that last extra push. I'm thinking a Rhine or Diva clone, because that's normally, Echoes normally try and get a tank to be able to finish. But if Grapey can get this Deadeye up here, which he has at full up, he's at low HP, but if he's able to get it full up, he can actually stop Frosty's clone up here, and Sir Meech is actually going to Sir Meech, Frosty, and Deadlydrew is alive there, and they're actually going to have to retreat to their other team for support. MJ Gator coming here for the switch here, but it's going to be Reaper. We've seen it before, and they've been very successful with Reaper before, especially with that last minute stop on Volsky they had before. So we're hoping that's going to continue here.
Now, given they only have Frosty's ult right now, that's all they have against Louisville, so they have to either get ults out of them or get picks here. Maybe a bit of both. They go in with a copy on the Rhine, gets the kill on the enemy Rhine, on object, I should say. Being objective here, of course. Copy goes down, thanks to the Reaper, MJ Gator. Headshot in. This Cassidy's just on the flank.
Yeah, this absolutely. It's you're right. That the Cassidy, Mydudesa, and Grapey are two of the best that we've seen so far. And it looks like Post might have this wrapped up. Like I said, if a lot of competition doesn't come out from Louisville very quickly, because they have the Deadeye, they almost have the. They do have the supercharger, sorry, and it's hard to contest against these alts.
Indeed it is. Now, it's curious enough to say, because Louisville did win that Havana map, so part of me was expecting that once it got to Escort that they would be fine. But then again, that was pushed into overtime for round 4. So we'll have to see how this hybrid works, as Louisville now is on the attack.
Exactly. It's 0-3. They got all the way, and Louisville has their chance to shine. And if they don't take it, then Post takes the dub.
Indeed, they do. Gonna go swinging through the factory here, take a nice little tour, get to see chains hang from side to side.
Not the most aesthetic map, not the most beautiful landscape map. We're in that factory there, but it's the cryptic messages, it's classy,
wait a minute. What does that say? No bot? Oh, it's no bots.
I feel Sami, you can't play here. There's no bots allowed. It's
all
honestly,
right, fine. I'll see my way out the door. All right, thanks.
It's honestly, I feel like a real estate agent describing this place. Like, yeah, we have a nice coffee shop on the street, but then we have a giant German in armor with a giant hammer on the street. So look out! Like it's like I said, classic map, classic area.
He only knows one button, charge.
Yeah, exactly. He can shoot fire out of his hammer, and just don't look at down the street line.
Just don't look at him. Don't look him in the eye, and you'll be fine.
It's such a classic map, and I have so much attachment to it because it was there at day one. It's the hybrid map, and
it's the map they showed in everything.
As a support main, I'm very attached to that cart, if you know what I mean. Like I sit on it.
I do.
I get it going. I make sure that it reaches its destination. So yeah, it's got a near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, with any MMO or MOBAs, I should say, that I play, it seems like one of the biggest jobs I always face is staying on the cards. Oh, interesting. Reinhardt's on the high ground here. Are they just trying to get it for a tactical advantage, or are they going to actually do something with it?
I'm not sure, but Frosty and Mydudesa have all the time in the world to just melt his shield. It's not going to be. He's going to have to recharge his barrier. It's going to be low. So
he's a menace right now to them.
Just it's
being
engage object only with he has full barrier now, but he didn't. I guarantee you, he didn't before. And the double bubble coming from post is like we've seen before in these games. It's hard to stop because they're so confident and they're so competent in this composition that there's no way that Louisville can. I mean, they have competed against before, but only in rare circumstances. As you know, Frosty and Mydudesa can just play the correct angles behind the shields and just get picks. MJ Gator on Hanzo here trying to get the Zen and the Sigma at the same time. Sigma's pretty low. JBev is going to actually go down a couple seconds here. There he is. They find JBev, and then Zenyatta's going to test by himself. Lowest HP hero. Unfortunately, I can't go against the whole team, oddly enough.
So I'm trying to figure out what happened there. It seemed like Louisville wrapped around the entire map there and just flanked them all at once, allowing them to cap the point. Is that what happened, you'd say?
It looked like, yeah, it looked like you're correct that Post University was definitely caught off guard. I'm not sure by what. We were spectating met a lot of Post people, so maybe we were caught unaware as they were. But it seems like we weren't able to see the exact thing. But I think what happened was, from my perspective, from what I thought happened was that University of Louisville was able to get enough utility, utility like flashbang and storm arrow, and it was able to get behind post and was able to capitalize there.
Indeed.
Frosty coming in as the clone, 81 HP.
You know, you love to see those shatter kills now. In a way, I'm glad they buffed that. It's a little weird to see now that whenever you shatter someone point blank, that they die, because it used to only do 50 damage. Now it does, I think, 300 or 250. I can't remember exactly.
The Earth Shatter damage is, I think it's
it might just be a 200 base. I believe it actually is.
I think it's well
Post
does 50 damage.
4 picks.
It does 50 damage per enemy when it hits it, I believe. But I think the updated, I think it does around 250, close to be able to take out the DPS that are in front of you.
And you have to be, like I said, practically point blank in order for it to do that sort of damage.
They really did buff the tanks and their close-up ults with D.Va and Ryan.
Yes.
Maybe next, whenever Risa puts her bongo on you, you just die. That's what's gonna happen next. Like Larissa's just gonna run up to you and hit you with a bongo, and it's wraps.
I'm still trying to get used to not having that experimental feature where you get to kill people with beat drop.
Yeah, unfortunately, I really wanted it to be in main game. As a Lucio main, I wanted some like death capability. Good eat from Killac to take away his flashbang there, but I wanted the utility from the Lucio to be able to kill on impact, but unfortunately that's not what's going to happen. D-Mac, Killac is actually on feet now. Sir Meech meets his demise at the hands of MJ Gator. We have Frosty up top with a clone. He's probably going to clone soon.
That just made a difference.
That did make a difference with Deadlydrew coming out here, assisting Mydudesa and all his Deadeye antics that we've seen all game, with finding, I think, a triple kill there.
Just like, wow. Because if you're Louisville right now, you're thinking to myself, what the heck do we do right here? We're burning our time. We're under 2 minutes now, and we've thrown practically almost every ult at them, and we still haven't gotten past this like alleyway of a choke.
It's true. It's hard to think of what they're. It's hard to know exactly what they're thinking in the situation, but they have. You're right. They're not even on the cart right now. They're actually pushing them on the side angle, and no cart. It's actually regressing. So they're trying to play for picks so they can get progress after they kill the team. But if they're not able to, MJ Gator will be ulting here soon with the dragon as he sees 3 of them stacked up. I'm surprised it's not coming out yet, but he dies before he's able to take it out. You know, the cart is still regressing. Looks like they're going to get people on it in a couple of seconds here. But I might actually be mistaken. They're not getting people on it, and University of Louisville has to push again for I think a third or fourth time here. Actually,
4th time practically. They have a minute left. Their ult economy, in comparison, they're up there. They're up there. Louisville is compared.
They're better
to
off, yeah.
Post. But we've seen time and time again that Post ult economy doesn't really matter to Post as much as positioning does. because Louisville loves to pour into the alts.
I mean, we have MJ Gator with an alt. We have Grapey at 99%. We have an Engage object at Flux already, and he already used it as soon as he got it, and he knows where to put
And
it.
right there, Post got another pick.
Good.
But it gets traded by their Arisa.
But see, like, Grapey only meets the Arisa with his Deadeye, and in comparison, Mydudesa would hit like 3 to 4 people. No, I'm not comparing their ability as saying one is better, but certainly Mydudesa has been more tactical with his Deadeye placements, and it's helped Post more. Now that being said, Louisville did get that second point that we were talking about. They needed to get, and they did get it. But then again, they got it at the last 130. So if they don't keep this momentum going, having 2 to 3 people on the card at a time, it's not going to last.
No,
so
they especially need time here because if we go into overtime, they're going to have to fight for a tie, and you do not want that when you're up 2-1 in this series. You want to close this out and get that win.
This is not something that you want. You don't want 1 minute on the clock with a regressing cart with 22 meters to go. It's not a situation that anyone wants to find themselves in. But Louisville has proven during this entire game that they work with situations that nobody wants to be in. They succeed and they can continue to challenge this point. I mean, just the fact that this game has been going on this long, almost 2 hours now. It speaks to the ability of these teams. I mean, these teams are here to compete and to win, and they're not going to leave without a fight.
Like, to its own degree, when you think of Overwatch games, matches themselves, the maps, they're quick to a degree. 10, 15 minutes. At most 20. So to see these games just getting dragged out over and over again, it really shows the skills of the players. Like, they want the win. They want to compete.
We've seen these games go. Yeah, you're right. It's not a very long based game, but everything's been overtime, right? Everything's been won with that eighth of a tick left on the sky that we saw. Like, everything's been won within like a hair, and that shows how good these teams are and how fierce of a competition that this game actually is. If somebody was to ask me like what teams are able to compete together and be like equally skilled, I'd say Post and Louisville. I mean, we see it right now. And it's overtime with
and they're fighting
seconds,
like, teeth and bones, everything. They are throwing everything out, trying to get this point.
It's a tug of war. I mean, we have Ball going on a point. He's going to last there for a couple more seconds, and then see what's
before his grapple breaks. But
JBev is right there. I mean, it's not.
They also have to make something happen here if they're even going to get a tie. Otherwise, they lose this map.
Here comes the Rhine charge. Post needs this. Post needs this defense here. They have almost everyone on Louisville still on that point, and they're not looking like they're going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Engage is the one low, and even then he's already healed up.
Oh, poor Ball.
I mean, honestly, Dane, that's what you want to see with those boops from that point. That's just the dream right there. So
indeed. Well, it's a minute 25 practically a minute 25 that they have to defend for in order to just get the tie. It doesn't count as a point on the board. It just says they don't get a point.
Yeah, exactly. It's honestly, like you said, it's a war of attrition. It's what it's been the entire it's what it's been the entire match. It's what it's been the entire game. It's a tug of war back and forth, and honestly, it's just a great thing to watch. I mean, this is the competition. Now we have a minute and 24 for Post to get this cart going while Louisville tries to defend, and this is what it comes down to. Like, this is what it's led up to, and so who wins this? It's imperative to the long cycle of this game, and we've been here so long. We've watched these teams compete for so long. Like, we've like make it happen. Like, one of these, I'm begging one of these teams to make it happen.
Hey, if you see Frosty's back on the Hanzo, I think they want to just get picks. They don't care about style, all charge. What they want are picks. So I think that's what we're going to see here. Doors have opened. We can see the Hog there. He's trying to be sneaky, but he doesn't even know that he's been spotted. Both storm arrows come out from both teams. No picks yet, but it's looking real close. JBev very hurt. And Gator actually takes out Frosty. It's traded back by Kill Kid. Getting picked off himself. We're just at a 5v5 currently. But Frosty gets back to the point quicker. So Louisville really needs to get another pick out here. And they did. They did just that. They get 1 pick, 2 pick, 3 picks. I swear, I feel like the count right now. Just pick after pick after pick. And there's 30 seconds left on the board. That's the defense you want. You need, when you are trying to defend your King's Row, picks are essential. Because if you can get those picks, you're able to just keep the momentum and stagger a bit. Especially looking at this ult charge here. MJ Gator goes in with his dragons. Post gets the pick on draw. It's not the greatest thing, but draw did get the window off. So you're hoping that Louisville gets the picks they need. Post, they're making their statement. They are going in. 1 person, 2 person, 3 person. Deadeye goes in. Trans goes in. Dragons goes in. Only 1 left, so on the point is Ball. But it does not seem like it's enough. Even Lucio tries to touch, but it's just not there. Post.
Unfortunately, it's not there.
The point.
Post does get that point in at the very last second on overtime.
Oh my god. It has to come down to King the Hill. Control. JBev here with the play of the game. Got to see which one this is because there's been so many great fluxes in here.
That MO from the JBev's BAP right there actually saved him from that Rhine charge if he wasn't able to succeed. So that was a good MO from the Baptiste of Post. Right, it is going to. Oh, sorry. It is going to come down to King of the Hill. It's going to start exactly how it's going to end exactly how it started, and I don't know what map. I mean, if it's Busan,
it can't be Busan.
It can't be Busan, but like we saw in Busan is what I was intending with that. We saw that Post is good at it excels at controlling single point. If you put Swan on ball, he's going to be able to have mines and just control a single lane. If you put Mydudesa on Cassidy, he's going to have a Deadeye that's going to be able to control that point. So honestly, we have to see Louisville. We have to see MJ. We have to see Gator come out with some good plays. We have to see maybe him compete against Frosty as Hanzo again. I have no idea what comps we're thinking. I have no idea what map this is. We'll let you know as soon as we figure out what map is up next.
Well, we'll see you guys in a bit. We're going to head off to break now. We'll see you very soon.